Welcome back to Gardenhouse Studio. And if you're new here, welcome to Gardenhouse Studio. In today's video, I am taking several old vintage pieces and several pieces that we are going to make as we're putting this vignette together to create this beautiful French country cottage vignette. We're going to be doing some decoupage eggs. You're going to wonder how I got those candlesticks to be brass. And there's a gift of some French seed packets. So let's get creating. The first thing I am using is this vintage sap bucket lid, and I am going to put a transfer on it. The IOD Transfer Floral Greca, which is a brand new spring transfer. And the reason I really want to use this one is because of the delicate little flowers. This one underneath is one I've already made, but we are using this old vintage sap bucket lid. Now, these lids are pounded flat by my husband. They are galvanized lids, and what they did is they protected the buckets from getting water in them. Nowadays, all the sapping is done with tubes and it is done with plastic. But in the day, they used these galvanized buckets. And you can see the lid there and how it has a very definitive crease on it. And we pound that crease flat and then we use it to make art. So I want to keep the feeling of the galvanized bucket. So I'm going to leave the background where you can still see that galvanized bucket. I'm using a color called carbon because I wanted it to look a little bit like a chalkboard. And then I am putting a sealer on it. That was a chalk paint, and I am putting a sealer on it because I'm going to be putting a transfer, and you always want a sealer over your chalk paint before you put your transfer on. Cutting it out because I only want to use the main piece, and then I'm going to add those little butterflies and bees afterwards. But you'll notice when I did the sealing, I sealed all the way to the edge because I want to be able to put some of the butterflies kind of in the paint and kind of on the galvanized metal. The reason I chose carbon is because I wanted that really pretty script, which is kind of a off beige gold to really show up, and it would not have shown up on white. So it comes the transfers super easy on metal, especially when you have a good sealer on there. And I am using Wise Owl matte sealer. And there it is. It's so delicate. These little birds, the little flowers, so delicate. So spring-like. Now, before I put the final top coat on this, I do sand it a little bit, and I didn't show you that, but I do. You'll see it at the very end. You can tell that you can see a little bit of metal coming through, and that is because I did sand it to get. I wanted the paint not to look like it was just splashed on, but to kind of more look like it was vintage and kind of wearing off, if that's even possible. And there's my little bees and my little butterflies. Here comes the top coat. You can see there where I sanded it a little bit on the edges, just to give it a little bit of a worn look. Top coat goes over all of it. And I am going to hold it up on an angle a little bit just to make sure I got everything covered with the top coat. And this is our little piece of artwork, which is going to hang behind the vignette in an empty frame. And there it is. The next thing we're going to make is these decoupaged eggs, and I'm not using the plastic eggs. I literally am using these wooden eggs. They come out so much nicer. They have a great feel, and they're shaped much more realistically. And this is the paper that I'm using. It is a Decoupage Queen paper, and through trial and error, I tried several times to figure out the best way to decoupage these eggs and not get tons and tons of wrinkles, but so you could see how pretty that design was. And what I finally came up with was a circle. It's almost a circle, but literally I do half of the egg at a time. I made sure it was the right size. I kept cutting it till it's literally just about perfect, and you could see those eggs. They are shaped exactly like a real egg. And then I decoupage them with I think I'm using a Silky Shine varnish. They didn't come out super shiny, the first coat, but then I use a triple shine product, which is awesome for making them look like real ceramic eggs. And here is how I do it. I decoupage, put glue on the back of my paper, which has been cut to size. And then I actually also put some glue on the egg. But right now I think I found a speck, so I got to take that off first. Make sure there's no dirt under there. And the reason I do both is for one reason, it dries really fast. And the other reason is these eggs seem to absorb the glue real fast. So that way I have enough glue to make sure that I can get that piece exactly where I want it. So what I do is I put it on top to bottom and smooth out the top, the bottom, and the four sides. And this way I get as much of the design as I can. And then I go around the whole thing. And what I'm doing is I'm making tiny little creases rather than big creases. The smaller the creases, the more you're going to see the design. So that's what I'm doing. Small little creases all the way around. Takes a little while, but when it's done, it makes a huge difference. Especially since your two pieces aren't going to be, and they're not going to match. So you really want to have really small little pleats all around there. And sometimes you have to add a little more just to get that tiny little pleat to lay down. But you can see the design in the middle is pleatless. There's no wrinkles. And so you get to see the actual design, which is nice. Put a top coat on it, seal it, and I let it totally dry before I do the second half. And I have found turning an egg box upside down and using the hollows is the easiest way when you're doing an egg like this, the sides. And now I am going to do the other side. Exactly the same, only it's a little trickier to get it exactly where you want it at first. So I even out the top and the bottom and the two sides. And I can move it a little bit before it gets totally secured. But once it's totally down, it's really hard to move that paper. So here's a close-up of how tiny those little pleats are. And if a pleat is coming too big, so here I'm going to move that, push that paper a little bit further over. If a pleat is coming too big, I pull it off and make a couple tiny little pleats. Now, when you're doing the pleats, you kind of need to put a little bit of the decoupage medium on the outside, just because that pleat is got to glue down onto something. And then I just go around and I make sure all of those little pleats are as flat as they possibly can. And again, you see that you can see the whole design in the center. Now, this is a pretty big design for these eggs, but it actually worked out really well once they were all done. I really like the blue and white. And as much as they're eggs and they're probably appropriate for Easter because they look like ceramic eggs, I'm going to leave them up. Now you can see some of the antiquing, but it's really not antiquing. It's because there's a design on the back of the background of those blue and white. And here is the triple shine. And I put on 3 coats of this. And I did it exactly the same, half at a time. You could see that had already had 1. You see the difference. The shine is just great. Three coats, and I did 3 light coats. It's always better to do light coats than a heavy coat. And it dries pretty quickly. I think did all 3 coats in, one afternoon. And you want to use a really soft brush. And here's another one. Going back, making sure I didn't have any drips. And here they are again on that upside down egg box. And you could see how shiny they are. But there is some script on the back of that paper. The next thing I have in my vignette is I have these mini French seed packets. And these are actually something I put together. And it's a download. And have put the download, the link in the description. And you get the 2 small ones and 1 big one. And super easy. Cut them out, score around those four sides of the design. And then simply with a glue stick, you just glue the back down, glue the bottom up, put what you want inside, and you can either glue that down or fold it in, and you get a nice little place to put a gift card. And here's what they look like when you download them. I couldn't do my vignette without something green. I had originally put a composite bunny in here, but it didn't work. I needed something from the garden. So this is a little book that I did with some leftover transfers. And here's the glass to brass. Those were glass candlesticks. I needed brass ones for Christmas, so I went ahead and I painted them. And it's a 3-step process, which you'll be able to find in our altered surfaces videos later on in the season. So let's look at some of the supporting players in this vignette. One of them is this gorgeous Harry and David 1950s basket. I love it. And then you have these really cool tin chocolate molds. They were used during the 1930s, and I got them at a flea market. This particular bunch of eggs would just not look as beautiful if they weren't in this gorgeous bowl from the 1940s. This picture frame is from the 19th century, and it is one of the nicest ones I have ever had. Very little damage. So there you have it. Our French country spring vignette. It's a little bit handmade, it's a little bit antique, and it all fits together to really give you a natural sense that spring is coming. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I have listed all of the products that I have used that are available for purchase in the description. Thanks for watching.